Hey, hey, Tie Guy Brad Bradley here. I am just a regular old, I like to say below average sales guy with an above average attitude. But I always preach about sales being giving and helping, and you got to give to get. And in an effort to practice what I'm preaching, I thought that I would open up the hood, so to speak, to kind of how I do things in my business. And if this helps any other aspiring sales reps or sales folks, great. Obviously, there's tons of different industries and sales positions within those industries, and I've had many of them. So a lot of what I say can apply to numbers of them. Right now, I'm selling copiers and printers, sales and leases with service maintenance agreements associated with those. So it's kind of a recurring, revolving business where I'll make a punch sale right now, and it'll go for 3, 4, 5 years. Consultancy approach to sales the whole time, and then I look to renew that business with an upgraded machine under new service down the road. So I'll share my screen. What I thought I would do today is to share, I'm using HubSpot. There's a lot of different CRMs and options for you out there. I've used all of them. Salesforce is obviously one of the supreme beings. It's so damn complicated. I'm never going to say never, because I'll probably go back to Salesforce, to be honest. But right now, what works for me in my position is a free version of HubSpot. HubSpot is badass for like 1 or 2 users, incorporates with Exchange, Outlook, email. It gives you analytics, earmuffs customers, but I know when my customers open my emails. Baller. Hey, just happened to call you after you opened that proposal. So let me share my screen and see if this is worth anything to you guys. So hopefully that you can see my HubSpot login here. So I've set it up with my company email. My company doesn't really have a CRM to speak of, so I set it all up on my own. That's just how I do things. It's incredibly important that I manage relationships with my clients. And I mean, that's the case for any salesperson, is you have to manage those relationships. If you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. And I'm the worst if I don't write it down or have something to remind me. In one ear, out the other. Ask my wife. Man, I'll blow it. I'll totally blow it. So I rely on HubSpot, or for that matter, any CRM I'm using, to keep me in check. So I've got it set up to when I log in, and everything's really, there's a lot of variables, and everything's really flexible, configurable was the word I was looking for. I've got it set up to kind of the sales manager dashboard of reports, and some of them are meaningful, some of them not. Got a couple deals in the works here. Boom, look at my sales. What up? Boom, boom. I can click on those and drill down into them. Here's a bunch of contacts most recently created, if that's important. It is for my company. We actually have some running metrics every week on how many new contacts you create. So contacts is kind of leads as you begin that relationship. Leads can be a prospect. Leads can be, everything's contacts. Contacts are actual people that I work with, and they're associated with companies. Or contacts can be just a lead that I barged in on today and got a business card. And that's a good interjection, is on the mobile app for HubSpot, you can easily import business cards, and it works. I give it about an A-, so it works most of the time. People get creative with their business cards. You got to like override the cursive and stuff when it doesn't recognize it. So you're looking at my contacts here. I'm going to run through the structural makeup of each of these buckets. So you have companies. The 3 major buckets in my business are companies, because those are who I want. Those are my partners. I've got companies, I've got contacts. Those are obviously the people that I develop relationships that I call on, and those are the folks that I work with on a day-to-day basis. Or they're the poor people, the leads and prospects that I bug every day, all day about getting to know them and telling them about my girls and whatever other crap I do that's not work related. And then you got deals. Obviously, that's where the money comes, right? So the deals are all these are intertwined and associated. Marketing events and tickets, I don't use that stuff. I mean, they're there. I think in the free version, you can use tickets if that's important to your business. Boom. We've got a service department. I just completely rely on them. But if in your business you have to manage and keep track of tickets, hey, maybe HubSpot can do it for you. Let's look at the companies. Within companies, I have every single damn company I've ever put into this thing. It's almost 500 companies. This is everything. Um, I'll get into life cycle stage. The actual customers who are contracted with us at the moment, these are the leads. So I've got like 361 leads, and within that, it's just varying degrees of probabilities and as to whether they'll ever do business with us. Excuse me. And then my companies. These are my little jewels here. These are everybody that I'm working with, and this could be specifically my accounts. It can be my prospects, my leads. And this might be a good time to bounce over new share. Let's share the makeup of this. I made this cool little spreadsheet to show companies. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can really see this. HubSpot has a ton of parameters, a ton of different variables for each bucket, either company, contact, or deal. First, running through companies. Companies, these are the primary information or details associated with the company, right? I've added Google Maps links so that on my mobile app in my car while I'm driving, I can click on the Google Maps link and it'll just pull up the directions for me to the company. I've got the company domain name and the business address. Now, the business address, I've got one big string of the whole kit and caboodle from street one to city, state, zip. I've got that on there. That's important for mail merges later. If you want to go sending, it's easier for me to send a mail merge if I want to do my Christmas cards and stuff like that. Now the important things, I say the type is very important because you've got prospects and customers highlighted. Those are kind of my go-tos. Of course, partners, vendors, and other can be stored in your CRM as well. But the primary focus is on those who are not yet your customers that you're trying to win, and those who are your customers. At least that's how I frame it up. You can add in degrees of customers there if that's important, but you can also use inherent filtering within views in HubSpot to further um, isolate segments of customers. I don't know if I'll get into that in this video. I've got that much memory in my computer to save all that. But life cycle stage, this is where the magic starts happening. This is where for every company that I manage in my CRM, they have to be one of these. They have to be at one of these stages. So when I first enter a company in, by default, HubSpot labels them as a subscriber. So I know if I see a company in there that's a subscriber, I haven't done anything to reach out to them. I haven't done much at all. I have no emails, no contact calls, pull a door handle. Leads, they can remain in a lead. Any of these lead states are important. And I further isolate those in views later when I want to look at who are my leads and potential prospects. Now, when they get to where, hey, we're onto something. They're interested in my value proposition. They responded positively to me when I saw them or spoke to them on the phone or emailed them. Now they're an opportunity. Now I have an idea of, hey, we might be working together. And now I'm going to throw them into the opportunity stage. And there's going to be a priority associated with that throughout the week as you plan your sales activities. And then obviously when I win them over and they're partners, they're a customer. And so they can remain in this stage, life cycle stage. You notice I've got two. I've got type customer and life cycle stage customer. When they're humming along and there's no need for anything to happen, they're a customer and they're in the customer stage. I told you that I have revolving deals with existing customers as they approach the end of that term or whenever it's up next. Then I'm going to associate them as an opportunity for an upgrade or renewal or whatever. Maybe they launch another office and we need more business equipment to go in there. At any rate, that's when I put them into that segment of opportunity. Real quick before I jump back to HubSpot to show the contacts, I'll show you the framework for how I organize all of the contacts. Again, the people. Here's all their name and job title, emails, contact role, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? Now, here's the magic, the lead status. Where am I in getting to know them? So I used to have, you can't see it on the board there, but I used to have a relationship status. You can create a relationship status. Doesn't quite work. It was a little convoluted in this instance, but you can create anything you want in here and give it radio button click down so that you can change them on the fly. If for a lot of my partners or prospects, they're very upset. I'm turning frowns upside downs all the times, right? So I may have in the relationship status, can't see it, it's up there somewhere. They may have been very upset or red or angry or, upset. No thanks, whatever you want to call that. And then I can make them happy and win them over. And change that to, I had one that one time it was cheers with beers. if I felt like they were close enough that we would go have a beer together. And strangely, that was a lot of my partners. I don't know what that says about me. Hopefully that's a good thing. So here they are. New is when they come in. Open is when, so all of these are inherent and default to the free HubSpot. I'd probably change them around if I could. But to be honest, I only use a few of them. New or open or in progress. Those are all like, I'm in progress. There's nothing there. The next kind of tier is an open deal. An open deal is great. For the most part, I keep anything that's not connected or open deal. I've got them on kind of like a little drip. So I know I gotta keep in touch. I gotta keep trying. But once I do connect with them, then no doubt once I connect with them, I'm gonna have something to update the associated company that I'm going for that they work with, right? So if they're a decision maker or an influencer, then I finally connect with them. I can get kind of my pitch across, my idea, and how I paint them a picture, how I see us working together for the rest of our lives and our grandchildren growing up together. Now I've got kind of an idea of whether the company that they work with is going to be a prospect or not. And so I can dial those two together. This might seem confusing, but this is how it works for me, is just to maintain a status for company and for the contact associated with that. You can't get to the company without people. Company is people. So those kind of the same thing. And a lot of people, I know with Agile CRM and some other CRMs, they strictly use like leads to contacts to customers. And it's just like one, all in the same. You might have like a ton of ship to addresses or names and phone numbers all clobbered in there, but I like to keep things separate. There's that. Bad timing. That's a good one. Yeah. Just, I got a guy. I think I did a video recently. Nah, thanks, Brad. We got a guy. Cool. Don't need it. Not interested. I love the response. Not interested. Okay. Boom. Bad timing. Does that mean I'm never going to bug you again? Oh, be prepared. Brad Bradley coming. All right. Deals. You've got a whole bunch of interesting information here, and this is going to be different for anyone that's not in my industry. If you're a copy guy, bless your heart, I'm so sorry. Boring, most boring thing ever. But I've got a great structure for you if you're a copy guy here. Copy guy. What's important with What's important with deals, of course, is the stage. Where are you along in that stage, and the percentage is kind of this fictitious probability or whatever. So be very careful when you use this to forecast for periods of time, because qualified to buy, man, they might be riding in that qualified to buy stage for months and months. Doesn't mean that you're going to make 40% of that total value in that month. So just, take that into account. There's all kinds of really intricate and complex forecasting models and methods that you can do with a number of different CRMs. This is the one I use for HubSpot. I'll be perfectly honest. My boss, my company, they require I manage a completely separate forecasting spreadsheet. And to be honest, that's fine because now I've got kind of a litmus test. I can see, ooh, where am I in the face of the company? And ooh, where am I in HubSpot associated with where I am along with getting to know those contacts, becoming cheers with beers with them, getting that value proposition excited and seeing an opportunity with the company they work with, and then therefore creating a deal, figuring out a solution. That's what deals are. I've got a deal name here and I've got all this information associated with those deals because at this point, I have an idea of what their needs are. I've done a discovery meeting already. We've already figured out that in some way, shape, or form, I can help them. And here's how some options. Here's kind of some options as to how I can help them. So I've got whether they're buying or leasing, whether they're all the variables. But I'm going too way too verbose if you haven't figured that out yet. But scrolling down, look, there's tons of other variables with all of these deals with contacts. There's all kinds of stuff. Your boss is going to love. You're going to output these reports that say like when's how many times I've seen this person, these people in a month or whatever, and this company, when's my lack and organized by time first seen, time last seen, all this really uber cool stuff. I'm totally lying. I don't do any of those reports. What I do, and I'll get back to, let me share, let me new share back to, I don't want that. I don't even know what screen I'm on here. Okay. We're going to go back to HubSpot. What I do is HubSpot gives you the ability to create your own custom lists. So based on companies or contacts or deals or tickets, if you want, I create um, I create lists. You can create your own list. Boom. Really? You want it contact based? You want it company based? Oh, I lied. You can't create lists based on leads or tickets. However, you can create within um, company information and contact that does tie back to tickets and deals. So there, you can do that. Contact list. Okay, so contact lists that I've created. One's last week leads. I told you that there's a report that some metrics that we follow that just kind of holds us accountable for how many new contacts we've made in the previous week. And this is what I do. I go about my day rolling around, making those stupid videos. Hopefully, you watching them. I update everything on my mobile. I update. Oh, boom! I just met someone here. Let me take a snap of their uh, business card. I'll put it in there. I get credit for it. It boosts me up. The reason is because sales for me, and I would say for the majority of you of the sales folks out there, it's a numbers game. The more, excuse me, people I meet, and the more if I go after target myself to get 10 to 15 new contacts a day, and out of that bubble up one prospect opportunity, man, I've done it. Now there's probably a good healthy number of no's in there. I did another video about my no quota, the NOTA. If I can get 10 no's a day, I'm on my way to getting those 15. That means I've got 10 out of 15 of those 5 left that didn't say no. There's a couple maybes in there. Maybe I'll get that one prospect. See how that works? So anyway, short story long, that's why I've got a last week's leads in here. And, oh, there you go. There's all my last week's leads. Okay. So let's go back to lists. I think I covered everything about the list there. Open tasks. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. So tasks. under sales, so under contacts, you've got contacts and companies, activity feed and lists. Conversations, you can synchronize your inbox as I've done here. It's going to be super convoluted and in no way, shape, or form um, helpful. But HubSpot has really cool plugins for both Gmail and Outlook that I use. In fact, I don't even use them. It just automatically updates my contact when I email them from Outlook. It'll automatically associate that email with them in in HubSpot. I'll show you what I mean. When I open up a contact, let's pull up. Um, I don't know. Let's pull up ish. Bob Morgan. Yeah, that's an account of mine. Boom. So here we go. Logged call, all the activities in the middle here. Had I emailed him, I just called him, then it would show up here. Boom. There's no deals associated with this. This is an account I've inherited. So info along the left, it shows that I guess they are up for upgrade. So they're an opportunity at the moment. And I've got tasks associated. So I can create a task within this and say, reach out, um, and I can select it in a number of different options. Let's just say I do it tomorrow. Wish them happy Thanksgiving. I can select a queue that I want it to go in. I've created a call block queue just so that I'll have a list of folks that I think I need to call. I can add it to that queue. It's not really necessary. I can create that task. And then because I've got a whole list of tasks, I create a specific list of tasks, but within the sales click down menu, there's also tasks here. So I can select all the tasks that I've got. And this is everything that I've got to do. Boom. I can sort it by due date. These are views. And within each module, whether it's tasks or deals or contacts or companies, these all have really cool parameters for adjusting views, and you can save the views. So you can create, it's essentially like creating mini reports within those modules that you can prioritize how you look at things. You want to list top down all your customers on sales, boom, you can do it. You want to list all of your contacts based on how long it's been since you've contacted them so that you stay up on your calls, boom, you can do that in lists. I do that in a number of different ways just because, well, A, I'm a nerd, and B, I like having different ways of looking at things. But inherently, HubSpot has views for you that you can just click the heading of the thing and it puts it in order for you. So I'm a big fan. So there's my call block right there. Bam, there's my call block, and I'll run through them, whatever. Okay, so let's go back through now companies. Now companies, I've got a lot of views. Here's a view. Companies sorted, I'm not sure what that is. Customers is everything that's in here. Leads, prospects, and Wilmington only. So just the town of Wilmington. You can separate out based on the city, and that's one of the properties that I've elected to highlight when I enter in a new customer company. So let's look at leads. All right, leads view has 300 and something, and I can look at my last activity date if I want, and I can click that heading to show. Boom, these are the ones that I've most recently selected. If I want to see which ones I've never touched, oh, there's some opportunity in there. Boom, there's some in there that I have touched, but I haven't updated. But there's that. And so that's for leads for whatever reason. Be lucky, leads. I haven't reached out to you yet. I'm coming though. I'm coming. All right, let's look at my companies. Now, these are my companies that I showed you the structure earlier in companies where they're a prospect or a customer or an opportunity. So these, if I look at the filters that I've selected, there's company owner is me. I can also add and say within the sales properties or type. There it is. Most used properties. Thanks for putting that up there, HubSpot. Type. I can select any number of them, and these are these are actually variables that you can change, which is super cool. So if I want to just see all of the prospects, I think I already have this view, so I'm being redundant. But at any rate, this will be helpful just to show you how you can apply a filter to a view, and then there it is. So now I've got 46 companies that are that are prospects. Prospect is the account type, but in the life cycle stage that they're in, they're varying degrees, whether they're leads or opportunities. And I can further drill down on those here. And I can see now, if I wanted to see right next to the name of the company what type they were, I could go, yeah, there, go over here. And I can click type. And I can drag it over here a little bit closer. Oh, there it is. Wait till you see the hand. Drag it there so it brings it closer. And then I can actually put the type right in between. So that'll be helpful if I'm just doing the quick analysis looking at this view. I've got prospects versus, okay, I'm a bozo because I already changed that filter to be just prospects. But there, nonetheless, I could actually change that and say, delete that condition. Now what I've got is I've got prospects and customers with varying degrees of life cycle stages. And my, striving to get them to be partners. Let's click on type so we can organize them by prospects. There's prospects, and a lot of them are leads, like this one. Yeah, 3D designs. I haven't really pushed. I think, I remember I reached out to them and they were just like, bugger off. Yeah, I walked in there, told him who I was, and he goes, not interested. Thanks anyway. Yeah. All right. Catch you next time, brother. But then, so I've got some different life cycle stages associated with these prospects. If I resort so that it brings the customers or nothing, there's a bunch of nothings up there. There you go. Then it gets into my customers. And of my customers, there's a couple opportunities there where, existing customers that have revolving opportunities from time to time. So there's different ways of looking at all this stuff that I wanted to share. And then the last bit is deals. Deals, you can look at deals and either you can create pipelines. I know that pipelines is another function that is limited with the free HubSpot, but as you can see, there's so much you can do with just the free version of HubSpot. It's insane. Now you will have to deal with them calling you from time to time. And that's fine. I love talking to CRM folks. I bug the hell out of them. You could imagine those poor people. They're answering free questions all the time for me. They just want to get off the phone. Oh, this bozo doesn't want to give us any money, but he wants all the info. I'm not opposed to paying for a CRM, and in fact, when I'm getting close and closer to paying for this one, when I can reimburse it from the company, maybe. But there's a lot of functionality that I'm figuring out only exists for the pay versions, and that's fine. When I get to that level, then I'll be more susceptible to paying for it. So this might be a good time to wrap up. I'll show some of the reports that come with it. Here's standard reports. There's 16. There's some kind of configurability you can do with your dashboard and stuff. I'll be honest, HubSpot freebie doesn't have great reports as far as what you can whip out real easy and provide to your boss. So my boss knows that sometimes I'm in a hurry, and so he'll get some CSV format reports, all right? Like contacts last week, or whatever, call block, call success, and stuff like that. Sometimes I just give them real rude, crude stuff because that's what you're able to output from HubSpot, which is great. I just love that it's a free CRM, that you have the ability to um, to do that. Activity leaderboard by team, for example. Boom. If I wanted to do this, I can look at all the emails I sent, and now these might have. You can hook up HubSpot if you have access as an admin to your website and get a lot of great metrics from that. But otherwise, calls, I can export all my calls into CSV format. Excuse me. I can name it. Yep, see, call block. I've done that before. Export that, and it'll download it and notify you when it's downloaded. You can save it to your folder and make paper airplanes out of it, whatever you want to do. So I hope this has been helpful. The real goal here was to kind of open up the hood to my engine and how I manage the relationships, the important parts of sales, and that is developing relationships with the people that you need to partner with the companies that you hope to do business with. So I hope that has helped you. I'm more than happy to cater to anyone's specific questions. I'm practicing what I'm preaching in sales. It's all about giving. You got to give to get. It's the most important thing. If I promise you, if you give like there's no tomorrow, you will get. It's a mindset. It's an attitude. It's a way of life and thinking that you have to be in order to win and succeed. So with that, I sign off. Ty Guy Brad Bradley. Look for some more stupid, silly videos and maybe some more helpful, good ones like this. I hope this was helpful. Cheers.